Alright, let's see if this shit works. I have absolutely no idea what to expect here. But, here's hoping. Let me just retile my windows, make sure everything's unfucked. And here we go. Actually, I need to check one more thing. Alright. That's, visible enough, I suppose. So, hey. I managed to crash my whole network because I tried to download something with Steam and stream at the same time. That's never happened before, but I guess it's a thing that happens to me now. I don't fucking get it. So, DFK purchase seems to have gone through successfully. I assume I'll get a fucking $400 overage later. But this is the thing. 1.5, 1.51, both of the arrange modes, 1.5 novice, BL arrange, and novice, BL. So yeah, we got some game modes going on. This seems to be laid out pretty much the same as the other cave shmup ports. So let's see what's going on here. Yeah, it looks like most of the UI is directly ripped with new textures. What's the difference between score attack and just playing? That's a great question. So we have the obligatory full extent of the jam for use on Earth only screen. That was originally for use only in Japan, but since this is a region-free release, they wanted to keep it intact while removing the legal penalties, I suppose. So actually, let's do this way. Way more practical. So it looks like it suffers from the same thing that the Mushihime-sama and Death Smiles ports suffer from. That is to say, you do still have to set your screen settings individually for each port, and it does start at a weird size by default. Like, I want my shit to be touching with no borders. Looks like you got your standard set of wallpapers. Holy shit, that's actually way too many wallpapers. Holy lord. Oh, that's cute. They've even got the, Oh shit, that's actually really fucking cute. I don't know if you guys can see it like this, but, this is apparently the... whatever was printed on the cab. Fucking manuals and shit. They have to prosecute someone who brings this onto the ISS. Could the ISS be considered an Earth embassy? So plenty of Tate mode grills. Yeah. Actually, we'll leave it on a background change set to like 5 minutes. Let it cycle. Yeah. Could be distracting. God, all the Tate mode wallpapers. So smoothing off. You can still push things around in whatever direction you want. General screen settings are the same stuff that you found in the options menu, so just full screen or not. Rotation. You have the option to have a separate score display. Or, detail the windows for player position, bomb count, etc. I usually ditch all that crap. Controller, let's see. Shot. Let's see, shot, bomb, turbo, whatever, seems good. And then as far as game config goes, since I didn't poke around there too much... Alright, now I have to use the shot button for this. Or do I? I have to use the shot button to navigate the in-game menu, but then the A button to navigate the out-of-game menu. So let's use set lives. Overall difficulty and extends. Easy reversion and reset local high scores. Okay. I kind of like this background change. I'm afraid of screen burn-in, even though I don't even know if that exists anymore. On certain displays, it does a little bit, but I don't think it's ever nearly as bad as, Alright. So the look of things is a little bit different than MAME. Seems like they maybe did some kind of smoothing process to stuff. Alright, Strong Style is activated by default. Looks like there's no auto-bomb toggle here. I think that might be a BL-only feature. So... let's see how it plays, I guess. Achievement unlocked. Start the fucking game. Yeah. So yeah, sure is caving here. Yeah, the slowdown kicking in. That's cozy. That's behavior that definitely is not present on emulators, and is the primary reason why this port should be of interest to anyone anyway. The fact that the game is actually playable at its intended speeds. Kind of important. One of the cute things about the hyper system in this game is basically, while you're in hyper, your shots can cancel enemy shots, but you still have to switch to laser to mitigate enemy lasers. And big enough lasers can only be countered with laser while you're in hyper mode. They do a lot of sneaky shenanigans where if you start spamming hyper and grind your rank up, they just start spamming ridiculous amounts of laser enemies to stop you from leaning on the shot cancel too much. But yeah, sure, stage 1 in here. But yeah, you see there. It cancels bullets, buddy. I haven't played this in a gazillion years, and I have absolutely no idea how to play it for even survival, let alone score, so... this is gonna be pretty scrubby, but... just kind of verifying that the game works as intended right now. Basically, you see that little bar up top under, actually up right above your, life display and hit count? Little, yellow-looking thing. Oh, so Autobomb is on. Interesting. I can dig that. When that fills, you get hyper. And when you have hyper, instead of bombing your way out of shitty situations, you can press the God button. Keeping a full hyper gauge is important for scoring, though. You have a stacking multiplier that goes on the longer you hold hyper, and it scales to your number of accumulated hits as well. So chaining efficiently with a large number of hits and while holding hyper is usually the best way to score. Also, if you lean on hyper like a motherfucker, it gets harder to abuse it over time. This game has a rank system, and much like Battle Gorega, it's sort of invisible. Actually, no, aren't hyper levels displayed when you pop hyper? They got pretty clear rules at the very least. The game throwing achievements at me left, right, and center for no apparent reason. The game looks kind of awkward at this scaling. I think I might actually turn smoothing back on. Yeah, invisible rank is kind of distressingly common. Yeah, Autobomb in this game does work like Autobomb in most other games. It's weaker if it's triggered automatically. So there's still benefits to bombing manually. There's no reason to just hold on to them forever. And needless to say, Hyper Mode also gives you a fuck ton of damage. Like a shit ton. Yeah, the slowdown is intense here sometimes. It's funny too because cave shoot 'em ups always have this weird kick slowdown where like it'll snap to a slower speed instantly once a certain threshold is passed, but nothing else really happens. Also, Lamau C-type shit with Autobomb. That's cute. Alright. Bombs are gone for this one. Stage 3, like most cave stage 3s, is kind of the part where you have to start actually paying attention. They'll let you through stage 1 and 2 on just the ability to dodge, but past that point you kind of have to know how the game works. Of course, DFK has some pretty significant bullet cancel elements, so a lot of things come down to what order your target prioritizing in. Oh, it should be mentioned that trading lasers while you're in hyper gives you a fuck ton of chain for no conceivable reason. Also in this game, when you drop chain, instead of immediately resetting you back to 0, it starts draining your chain and your hyper meter. I'll probably credit feed the game once just to show it off. No TLB, obviously, but a romp through all the stages should be enough to give the game's visuals and pattern design a proper showing. Fuck, I'm shit. So yeah, extend in there provided you don't bomb. No restrictions on hyper though, XD. I'm really glad that I got new buttons like a couple weeks ago. Yeah, the laser's here checking you by forcing you out of shot mode periodically. The fuck? Probably could have lived through that too. But yeah, super fast chain build whenever you're trading with lasers while in hyper. You saw me just jump like a madman there. You also get more hyper gauge for point blanking things, so it's to your advantage to know the orders in which enemies spawn and have a clear route planned out. Oh, this is just rude. God damn it. Well, there's another thing that gives you a little bit more longevity than you might think. You notice how I spawned with 5 bombs instead of 3 there? Every time you die, you get an additional maximum bomb. So you can extend things a lot longer on your final lives. Little arcade tricks get people to pump in the quarters. The tremendous robot-made boss aesthetic is interesting. Yeah, I'm not entirely clear on why every boss in this game seems to be a gigantic robot girl, but I'm not really going to complain that hard. I'll live with it, I suppose. It's a concession to make. Oh god, this is nasty. Fuck! I messed up for not killing that way sooner. But yeah, while you're in hyper, as long as your hyper rank isn't too high, you can basically spray your way through most patterns. Plus, it gives you bonus chain to boot, so an early hyper is actually a great way to build chain. Oh yeah, that seems good. I know when I've made a mistake. Fuck, I thought I could sneak through there. I'm doing it. Video game. You picking this up, or? Did you mean to imply something else? Oh, good. That's always good when you start getting drove off the side of the screen because you don't know how to fucking stream. Need to be using shot mode a little bit more. Deals with the popcorn more effectively. Oops. So I'm enjoying life support here. Hyper rank also drops when you die. So a lot of times in survival-oriented runs, like if people are going for a second loop clear, they may actually like suicide on purpose to drop rank. So did I say survival? I meant score, I think. God. Anyway, suicide for rank, a real thing. What context? I don't know. You'll have to trust me. You saw there I dropped chain, and instead of resetting me right back to 0, it drained my hit counter from 60 to 30. Jesus. Mistakes were made. Alright, hyper soon. You get a little slowdown when hyper kicks in as well, which is missing on emulator, so I didn't even know that it happened. Oh yeah. No, this seems fine. Cut my life into pieces! Probably kind of a shitty time to use hyper, too. Oh yeah, that seems good. Yeah, I know Gorega uses suicide for rank a lot. Alright, I'll credit feed through just to show the game off, I guess. Yeah, now imagine doing this without slowdown and you have the experience of playing this on emulator. No wonder I rarely made it past stage 3. And this is naturally where they start pulling out all the stops. I don't know how I got through that. I've made a mistake. Yeah, I really do enjoy DFK. Probably one of my favorite, if not my outright favorite, cave shmups. Oh, obviously, bombing auto or otherwise will drop your chain. Let me just back into that real quick. God damn it. So many silly hits. But yeah, manual bombs take off a fuck ton of boss life. Auto bombs just save you from your own stupidity. Which is why I'm okay with the auto bomb system in this game, is because when you trigger an auto bomb, you know you've wasted an opportunity every time. Jesus. I guess we're doing this. Apparently one of these modes in this release is basically Dodonpachi. Oh yeah, absolutely. It's Black Label Arrange is the precise mode, and it looks like a fucking blast, but I haven't been able to play it yet, so after I grind through here, that's my first stop for sure. I'm feeling uncomfortable. Right. It's this section. Good fucking lord. Probably didn't even need to do that, I was just a little bit panicked. Yeah, when I said they do silly things with the laser system, this is basically the section I was referring to. Because it wasn't enough to go through it once. Alright. Three credit clear? Can I believe? Yeah, I'm pretty hyped to play this with like an actual integrated practice mode now. Like real stage and boss practice instead of having to use save states. Save states are nice because you get a lot more granular practice, but they're also kind of a pain to manage, and it's easier for me to just set myself up in a quick session if I know I can just like, alright, let's go do some stage 3 today. shit that should never work. Fuck. Jesus, this stage is fucking long too, I forgot. Since the only time I really see this stage is when I credit feed. Not good enough for getting here on one credit alone for sure. Worst fucking time for your nose to itch. So here's a question, because I haven't, like, asked about this before, but it just occurred to me. Does anyone know of a way to remove things from your Steam library, like games you purchased or redeemed as part of, say, a Humble Bundle? Not that I'm thinking of anything in particular. Every shitty Humble Bundle I've ever gone in on. I just want to clean up my library, because there's some shit in there that I know that I will never ever play again. Maybe I ought to just use the built-in category feature instead of attempting to refund video games or throw them away. Oh yeah, one thing is that when you're at max bombs, you get a stacking point bonus every couple of ticks. The maximum bonus is kind of a standby in cave titles as well. Yeah, I wasn't expecting DFK to launch for $30, but it's a way better deal than you're getting on the 360, for starters, since that's the only other English language release of this, was a European release on 360. Wow. Them some frames. Convenient transition. Okay, that's still set on the way down. Never mind. Jesus. Cut my life into pieces. Goodness gracious. There you have it. So yeah, we get fucked out of the TLB because I suck and wasted like a bazillion bombs and 4 credits. Oh hey, there is a simulated coin button. I can dig that. And apparently I got an achievement for a Type C clear. Don't worry, the Dodonpachi series story doesn't make any more sense even if you're reading it in English. See, I'm not sure if I have to actually go through this to hit rank. Okay, so you can just skip the start. That's kind of cute that it offers you the ability to save your score before you continue. So like it had me lock in my score for the stage 4 boss there, I believe. I think like the TLB is like something about B items in the Ura route where like you have to kill enemies in a certain fashion or with a certain degree of speed. And then, like, the obligatory hibachi fight is just, hey, we smacked this at the end of the second loop so it can fuck with your life. So I guess I'll save the first attempt at a fucking play. The saddest replay. And then what we're really here for, because I want to see how this functions. Katsuipachi, the weird bullet cancel game from hell. I'm gonna leave smoothing on here and see if it looks any better. Yeah, complete with sound effects. Shot, bomb, turbo, hyper. You do have to set these individually for every mode, which is weird to me, but I guess I can understand how you might want different control settings or wallpapers for each. But I wish there was a way to set a default, I guess. Yeah, I think a certain percentage of B items is required for that route as well.
3, 2,
So if you ever played Katsui, you know that the scoring system is pretty elegant, fairly straightforward. Use your normal shot to kill enemies at close range to set a chip value. The closer you are, the more your chips are worth. Ranging apparently from 1 to 10 in this game. And then kill enemies with a lock shot while you, ignore that, while you have a chip value set to force them all to drop the same kind of chip, no matter what distance you're at. So shoot things close with the standard shot, then ride the timer and blow everything up with the lock shot. And yes, hypers and shit are still a thing. Yeah, no autobomb in this for sure. I think autobomb was actually something they added to 1.5. Because I don't remember 1.0 having it either. But yeah, up to the right, you'll see that the countdown is the amount of time I have a chip value locked, and then next to it is the actual value. And naturally, bigger chips mean more points. And yeah, the Katsui lock shot is super cute. Huh. Nice frames. I believe it also carries over from original Black Label that there's a visible rank bar, and then it has a threshold where, like, when you go over, basically you control rank by whether you're using shot or laser more often, shot or lock shot. And if rank goes above a given threshold, the game basically gets angry at you. So it's got that weird element of micromanagement. Also, I can apparently lag the game on demand by using lock shot, so that's a thing. But yeah, The Black Label... Oh, shit. That's actually cool. They've got a whole arranged soundtrack and everything. Like a Ketsui arrange.
ミッション開始です。
Dude! It's just the fucking Ketsui soundtrack arranged. That's so sick. Because I know they've already got separate arrangements for Black Label as well, like normal Black Label. It's so cool that they did something separate for this as well. Yeah, you see, you get a high chip value locked and you just fucking tens everywhere. I won't credit for you through that because I think you've seen just about all there is to see from the scoring there. I guess I'll put in my name. Can you make the rank go down? Yeah, I think if you stick to a normal shot, it'll deplete slowly over time. I like to save my first replays so I can look back later and be like, wow, I was worse than I am now, somehow. 4 golds and 0 deaths is Lucio. You must be in potato land, dude. I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm not really sure what the gimmick is regarding the arrange modes. I know 1.51, actually... I think it's Arrange B that has elements borrowed from Diojo. Diojo, I think, is how you pronounce it. And then there's novice modes for both 1.5 and normal Black Label. So I guess, like, I ought to check out what kind of density we're dealing with in novice mode. And again with the screen settings. I think I will leave smoothing on, though. I think 113's about exact. Yeah, it looks a little cleaner. Because it's like, when you scale it up to fit the edges of your screen, it's very non-integer scaling, so things can be kind of nasty. Alright, I remember, I think, is it 1.51 that has the Autobomb toggle, or is that just BL? Oh, I should introduce you guys to Strong Style as well, because this shit's funny. So we'll do Power first, and then, Strong. Bullet Hell is interesting. So you saw bomb styles of pure pretty bog standard Dodonpachi. You've got bombs, you've got a shot and a laser. Power mode gives you a ship with 2. I have to change controls, right. Gives you a ship with 2 different modes. Can I just... Yeah. Nice, okay, so it has area-based restart. So you have no bombs in this mode. Instead, you've got a ship with toggles between normal and boost mode. Normal mode has light weaponry, but you're very fast. Your craft is pretty agile, and you can pull off dodges that wouldn't be possible with other types. And hitting the bomb button instead shifts you into boost mode, where you get heavy-duty weaponry, but slow down like normal ships. The mechanics, the scoring mechanics are also different. I believe the way you generate hypermeter is changed somewhat. Yeah, you can see I'm able to generate hypermeter by canceling bullets while I'm in shot mode, which is something that the other ships can't do, so you can chain hypers more effectively, and I believe that's used for score. But yeah, the ability to shift yourself into basically fucking super dodge form is actually pretty cozy for novice players who don't really know how to navigate their way through patterns. Unfortunately, you lose bombs in the process, but you see I've already got my hyper back. Yeah, novice mode looks pretty light. Not a lot of major threats. Let's see the boss. Yeah. So novice mode is kind of structured so that it's possible to beat for, like, humans on 1 credit. These are some fairly light patterns. a good amount of downtime in each of them, much easier to read. You can see they only fire one wall of bullets there instead of like the 4 to 5 that pattern has in normal mode, where you have to like keep yourself close and weave left and right in order to give yourself enough space to duck through, since they're primarily aimed patterns. Okay, so here's the hard version of the pattern. Well, hard, quote unquote. So there's that. Now, I'm not super up to date on the mechanical differences between 1.5 and BL, like vanilla BL, but let me go ahead and take a look at, return to title. Can't I collection much? End yourself. So I should be able to show off strong style here as well. So, in a word, strong style is how you get 1CCs in this game. Like, if you're playing for survival, it would be insane for you to choose anything else, because that's how strong it is. This gets a little tedious, but you only have to do it once per mode. Also, the BL Arrange soundtrack, let's go! So I'll show off A here, I guess, since I've showed off C and B so far. Okay, and yeah, in BL you do have the auto-bomb toggle as well. So strong style is pretty amusing. Now in Black Label in particular, I believe it makes the game harder when you choose this, like it amps up the internal rank. But basically, you're as fast as a power mode ship outside of boost, and you have stronger weapons than any other ship configuration in the game, outright. The game notices this, of course, and they get a little bit upset with you, especially if you're stupid enough to drive up the rank like a maniac. You can see that it fills here when I use Lockshot, and once it hits red, the game starts getting angry pretty fast. So yeah, maybe not the best demonstration of Strong's unreal power, considering the game buffs itself up to compensate in BL. But it doesn't do this in 1.5, I believe, and so you're basically allowed to steamroll the majority of the game with a gigantic stock of auto-bombs, and if you're playing C-type, a weapon that hits basically the entire screen. Yeah, Black Label, in case you couldn't tell, is more of a bullet cancel game, where your aim is to push your rank into the red, get as many bullets on screen at a time as you can, and then pop Hyper to cancel them all into star items, which drives up your score to the fucking roof. But yeah, I'm being very careful not to push this thing into red. Holy lord. Well, I did okay for a while. So yeah, the mode selection in this game means that you have a pretty wide variety of ways in how you can approach it. Also, you can dodge through those walls, apparently, I just remembered. Because the hitboxes of the bullets are smaller than the graphic. But yeah, that's BL. It's hard. It also has a killer Arrange soundtrack. Like, I actually like the BL soundtrack more than the original, by a long shot. Okay. This is pretty ridiculous. So we'll head out to title here. And then I think I just need to poke around in Arrange B and Arrange A for a while. Arrange B version B and Arrange A version L. I don't know how the fuck they arrived at these, and I wish they were a little bit more descriptively labeled. But we're gonna discover together, I guess. I didn't face roll stage 1, I lost, like... I went through every bomb in an entire life. I think Arrange B is the mode that was added in... Oh yeah, you've only got a shot button and a bomb. Huh. Shot and bomb. Bomb slash hyper. Huh. Area select, huh? Well, that's interesting. We've seen enough of stage 1 today. Let's start at stage 2, I guess. And with, sure, C-type. Bomb, laser, hyper, init. What? This does not make any fucking sense. Init, I guess. Holy fucking lord. Okay, first I have to fix the, screen. Resume. Okay, so for starters, I'm not firing. I hold the shot button and it shifts me into lock shot. I've got a 2-stock hyper gauge, these weird hexagon items. This must have been the weird mode that they did for the 360 port. There's some kind of chain system in place. What the fuck? Enemies have these weird point totals above their heads. I think I'm gonna return to this later. I don't fucking understand what's going on. Okay, so holding the button gets me hyper. That does seem to be how it works. Weird. This almost kind of reminds me of, like, I'd say it feels kind of like a smartphone port or something, except that DFK got a smartphone port, and it was just the game, straight up. Also, holy shit, hypermeter rate is ridiculous. I have straight up spent the whole stage in hyper. I think B items also, yeah, if you collect them while they're green, they increase your hyper as well. I guess version B doesn't have training because you can select any stage you want natively. This is really strange. I'll stick around just to see what the end screen looks like. But there's point totals all over the screen. Feels like fucking Hellsinker, man, and I don't understand anything. Alright, so death, there doesn't seem to be a stock system. Instead, you just take a whole bunch of penalty to your score. Yeah, for sure, it looks like that. Patterns are pretty intense, too. I think I jacked up my rank by using, like, 20 hypers. Either that or this mode just goes hard. Yeah, excuse me, but what the fuck is this? They had a little danger ring flashing around my ship every once in a while. Huh. No star items? Huh. And no result screen, it just cuts straight to, huh. I don't know what the fuck that was, but I guess I'll save it. And so if Arrange B is that weirdness, and I think, yeah, it does store area and total score, I guess. So the idea is to grind out score over all 5 areas at your own pace, I guess. Huh. Weird fucking mode. And then Arrange A, I think, if I'm right now, is the Diojo-inspired one. Or is that 1.51? Fuck. There's so much going on here. Alright, controller. Not change turbo shot. Alright, so instead of a bomb button, there's a change button allocated. I assume that's like option formation or something? That's my guess. Alright, no ship selection. So is this? I think this is the DOJ version. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so you're... Alright, so it looks like there's some kind of visual representation of how long you have before, yeah, it looks like the... Alright, so hyper items... Yeah, this is a version that plays like Dodonpachi Diojo, which was the game that came before this. I actually appreciate that you can see how long you have to keep your chain up on the background of the chain. Oh, for anybody who's not familiar with the series, you drop your chain after a given period of time where you don't kill anything, but laser will keep your chain alive at least for a given time. Like, as long as you have it on something, your chain will survive. And then when you kill it, you get a brief kickback up so you can try to switch on to another enemy and keep going. Okay, looks like multiple hyperstocks. Yeah, I've got a full hyper gauge, and I'm building a second one. Huh. And I still have a hyper running, too. At least I think, yeah. I've extended my hyper for about 45 million years. It cuts there. 2 hyper items drop. Which didn't... Neither of them appeared to fill me to full bar. Okay, so it just keeps dropping medals whenever I fill the bar. And then... Okay, yeah. So, what you just saw, or maybe you didn't... When I popped hyper there, a little 2 appeared on my ship. That's the game's way of reminding you where your hyper rank is. The higher that number is, the more you've used hyper recently, and the less effective it will be at canceling enemy bullets. That's a general thing that happens across all of the modes. If you lean on hyper, it will fuck you in the ass. Or wherever it pleases, really. I don't really know a lot about the mechanics of this mode, so I'll probably look into it later. And then, I guess the only thing left is 1.51, which I believe never actually got a real release. It was like some sort of weird internal thing. I don't know. But apparently the mechanics of this are hugely different from 1.5. As if there wasn't enough mechanical disparity anyway. It's the same game, but you can play it like any game you want. XD. Alright, shot, bomb change, hyper, and turbo shot. Alright, so looks like bomb and hyper, same button here. Planning on streaming this more? Oh, definitely. I'm gonna be grinding out a 1 credit clear, probably in C strong like a fuckhead. Steam has finished downloading Dodonpachi Resurrection OST. Oh shit, it comes with the OST, that's so good. That's actually awesome. Alright, so you do get ship select. You do get bomb power strong, same as 1.5. No auto bomb toggle. Again, same. Yeah, $30 for this plus the soundtrack? I'm down. That's a completely fair price. 100%, dude. Alright. So yeah, this is a little bit more of a look at the unadulterated power of strong style. You kind of blow up everything. Alright, so... the way you get onto the, alternate boss route is... yeah, there we go. You saw here that I'm fighting a different mid-boss than I usually fight here. If you manage to destroy, I think it's 2 out of the 3 tanks in that opening section before they destroy the silos they're going towards, then you'll enter the Ura. Is it Ura? I forget the term for it, but it's an alternate route that gives you different bosses with different scoring possibilities, and usually they're harder. You bought this and not Thumper? Waste. I've been waiting on this for a bazillion years. I can wait on Thumper until a little bit more press comes out. Plus, the boyfriend's probably buying that anyway, since we both want both of them. I figured I'd pick this up on release to save his wallet a little bit, and then he'll probably, do me a favor in return and pick up Thumper so I can Steam share it. That's how alternate route stuff usually goes in these games, Envy. I'm not an expert, I just kind of like this genre a lot from afar, usually. So, don't take anything I say at face value. Feel free to do your own research on the mechanics. But yeah, I have actually been waiting on them to release this for, like, multiple months. I'm not really sure how this is mechanically different, actually. It's probably scoring stuff. A little bit of weird trivia, actually. The reason this game starts its releases at 1.5 instead of including the Legacy 1.0 is because the list of 1.5 changes is pretty short. Added 2 additional digits to the score counter. Because in 1.0 there was a pretty trivial counter stop that basically ruins competitive scoring for the game. And so they decided they needed to give the score meter a little bit of extra padding. I'd watch you play Thumper, TBH. Yeah, I feel like I'd be kind of obligated to do Thumper without commentary, though. Like, I'd feel kind of bad shitting on that game's sound design and visuals with my stupid face and unnecessary voice. So yeah. I guess that's the quick overview for now. I've been streaming for a while, so I'm probably gonna call it quits for the moment. The clipping of the side panels is triggering me. Yeah. Runs natively in 16.9, but with my current layout, it's a smaller playfield than you would need. I guess I could play it like this, I don't know. I think most people would prefer it in the 4.3 layout, though, just so that the playfield is as visible as it can possibly be. Everything else seems ass-blastingly difficult. The style of difficulty is very different. I think Toho traditionally slacks on its stage sections a lot. A lot of work is put into the boss development, but the stage sections are usually just stream, 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 kill a tanky target, stream, 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 stream. Lots of small dodges. The only person who needs to see the field is you. I mean, by that logic, I could just stream my fucking face cam while I play everything, just full screen face cam. It's like, well, you guys don't need to see the game. Ooh. Anyway, I'm gonna head out for now. Pretty glad I managed to pick this up, and everything seems to be working as intended. And, yeah, I can kind of see what you mean when, like, the menu clips out, I guess. I don't think this, let me see if this thing has a native 4.3 option, actually. General screen, aspect ratio 3.4, 916, hey! Aspect ratio 4.3. Cute. So I wonder how the playfield looks there. I know I said I was gonna cut, but let me just see if my settings still mostly work here. What is this, BL Novice, or...? Alright, 113 smoothing still does the trick. Yeah, a lot of Toho patterns is very much for show, but that's true of a lot of bullet hells. Like, it's very easy to overthink the stage portions and make things way harder for yourself than they have to be. So it seems pretty much the same here, except that the wallpapers are cropped on my side. So aside from the out-of-game menus, that's like really only the main menu, this really doesn't make much of a difference. Holy shit, does the game get angry at you fast if you're in red. Even if this is, I think it's something. Okay, let me see if I can actually pull this off here. Let's get a hyper gauge built. You can see when I pop hyper here, or not. Maybe I have to do it while I'm not a mock shot. The idea of BL is basically pop hyper to cancel bullets and earn shit tons of points, but I DK how the mechanics work, really, because I've never actually gotten to play BL, so I guess I've got to do some looking into that as well. I got you guys on Discord. Sorry for the weird end of stream, but I figure I ought to give this thing a demo for you since I've been waiting for it for a gorillion million bazillion years. So, see you guys later. Thanks for watching.